Greetings and salutations, everyone, and welcome back to more Kerbal Space Program, where I don't really know what I'm doing in this, but we're going to return to making my weird quote-unquote space battleship plane thingy-majig. So I was making it in here. Space battleship, there it is. I saved it, so it should be fine. Let's just load it from here. Now, we were working on it. Some things I wanted to change. See, right now, when you hit 2, that turns on the radiators. And the drill. I'd rather just have the drill turn on its own thing. And then meanwhile, I have just Vertitron being turned on with something. We're going to only use the conversion thing manually. So instead, I want... How do I select stuff? This one. Let's go over this way. Extend radiator. Toggle radiator. Toggle radiator. It's just those 3. Toggle radiator. And basically, I just press a button to make the radiators turn on, although this one is temporary. Because I'm going to try to see if I can replace it with a smaller 1 or 2. Anyway, I need to make sure everything's still working, so... Let's activate the drill. Also turn on the solar panels. That is active. Also turn on the radiators. And to double check, the drill is still... Yes, it's capped at the temperature. So let's let this run for a little bit. Okay, it's got all the ore. That was perhaps too much of a waste. It's fine. Convert into oxidizer. And then that should run. Should get to the core temperature and then stop. The maximum good temperature. It did. So then go and let's see if it works. Yes, it works all the way. So that's good. Just making sure it didn't stop working from last time. But this is like too big and like messes up the vibe I'm going for. So those are kind of weirdly placed as well. I can adjust those, I feel. This one can go over here or in like that. This one could be like down here more. These ones too could be down more. That's more in line. Now meanwhile, oh, this is like the huge one I use. There is a small one. So cannot go directly on it. I can like move it over, I think. So let me just see if this works. Go like this. And move this way. Well, I can only move it so far. How come the big one was able to go on? Did I like glitch it on? How did it go on last time? Very mysterious. This is basically on it, though. So just move it in there more. As far as we can go. Okay, just to check, when you extend them, like this. Well, that's less, obstructive to the whole shape of the thing. So then we go into actions again. Custom 3. Have it so that we toggle these as well. And then I hit save. And then we try this again. And it always starts at nighttime, but you know, it's fine. Okay, so then start deploying the drill and the solar panels. Turn on the drill and the radiation thing. Radiators rather. Drill has reached its temperature. Turn on the oxidizer on this. And it gets to the core temperature and goes a little bit past, so we need a little bit more radiators on here. Here's one a little bit above 2. It's only a little bit, but it will build up over time. Like if I do that, well, stop. Okay. Well, it wasn't too bad, but I'd rather better safe than sorry. Let's add one more radiator on here somewhere, if possible. Where can I put one? Can I put radiator on top of radiator? I can. Then I just move it so it's not on top. Bit out perhaps. Rotate. Don't stick up too much. So. Well. Over here. That should be fine. Then add that to the number of radiators that turn on. Now this should no longer go slightly above the temperature. Not that it seemed to have too much of an issue with it, but you know, just in case we're ever like on a warmer area or something. Deploy drill. We're used to seeing this test, because we're going to do it a few more times. And then radiators on. So it's at 500 and even. Turn on the oxidizer thing, and this should get to 1000 and stay even. It's going above. Okay, if I just an example, it does get. It's going back down now. I don't think it's an issue, honestly. I think it's fine. It's plenty efficient now. So that anyway, you're still drilling. Shut off, you. And are you going back up? You do not go up by yourself. I can just retract manually. Not gonna worry much. Are these? They're still on. Turn off radiators. Back to flight mode. Well, what will be flight mode? Also, if I turn on these thrusters, what happens? Yeah, this thing has no thrust on surface, to be expected. I still want to put these batteries in like an actual like place that they're not just sitting here. And I want a little like bridge thing, as I mentioned. Doesn't need to be huge. Don't need to be like just like I don't know, like this tall, like up here. We shall see. Check the settings on this. Output. The nerve atomic rocket motor. So without further ado, let's start getting into that. I need to... Now, batteries. Let me check. batteries are... Now I used, was it these? Yeah, looks like those. 400 each, and I had quite a few. But you'll notice this does 1,000 and it's much smaller. Put some at the front. And then there's the biggest one, which has 4,000. See, these, I put how many? Okay, so this is 4,800 is how much we have. I don't think I need that exact amount. So what I can do instead is somewhere. Where's the first? How do I click? I think if I do, I don't want to mess with that too much. Here, I could put it here. No, it's hard to decide where to put things sometimes. There's a lot going on here. I could put. Where did that thing I was just holding? Oh, I still have it in my hand. Yes, there is two slots there. So let me, if I can get a good angle, it's hard to see. Move it apart just there for now. Take this battery and shove it here. And then take all of this and re-plug it on. Everything still seems connected. I didn't break the world. See, now there's a little battery hidden under there that gives basically as much as all of these batteries. Which means I do not need all of these. And we shall test it. Just to make sure I didn't ruin everything. Okay. Deploy. Activate drill. Activate radiators. Having these ones that extend is actually good because it makes it easier for me to tilt when I have the radiators on. And now convert oxidizer. Here it goes, and then it slows down once it gets past, so it's not going too fast. Which means if I do this, it still loads really fast, so it's fine. In a matter of days, fully powered up again. And then you can do disable drill, hit the button, that one doesn't retract by itself. You can manually do that, that's not a problem. Shut down this. You can even shut these down. Okay, yeah, that definitely has enough electrical power, I believe. Another thing I just remembered, we have these back here, these two generator things. But I don't want those on the outside. So we are going to... I think inside of this bay with the drill, I think we can just fit them in there. If I can look in there. Okay, something like this. Even though it was a small change, I'm going to check again that we didn't break anything. Do all the usual setup stuff. By starting the oxidizing. Temperature is within reasonable bounds, and then go. It does basically instantly. At least at top speed. Go. Disable drill. Do that. Retractor drill. Shut down this. And go. Okay. That takes care of some of the more loose ends. Now I really need to get started on that bridge, which is going to serve a purpose as well as look cool. And then probably the hardest thing to make work is I need a little thruster on the bottom below the center of mass, which seems to be right here for now. That'll help us slow down when we're landing. And we switch to control from the bridge, because the bridge will have the control so that that's the thruster that will work right. I have a plan. We shall see if it works. But now I need to figure out how to do the bridge that I've been putting off a little bit. You know, like on what a ship has. Like a boat. Big boat. This has a slant on it. Now, obviously, that's way too big, but if we could find something similar to that, and just like, tuck it into the thing. Oh, another thing. The ore containers. I should move those over here, for example. Get on the bottom even. Double, we might as well lateral. That way they don't mess with the aerodynamics as much, but they're no longer like right out there. Since this is just a adapter, it doesn't have anything like fuel in it or whatever. I can just move these into it. That's up. I meant to go this way. That shouldn't affect aerodynamics too much. Okay. Don't need to test for that. I don't think we did anything important. And now, either in here or in the structural thing, modular girder adapter. I see something that's round and then girder. Doesn't help us. This I can put up here, but I don't want it to look like a girder. And we got just structural round thingies. Interesting. There's a huge cargo thing. Cargo. Tinier cargo. None of this helps me. Inline clampotron. Back in structural zone. I can make it slant myself if need be. So I take like one of these and like shove it, hide it inside. Let me just do some experimentation. First of all, go like this way. Might be better if I do it like this. Move it in here more. Up. Here, and we have the bridge on the top of that, and obviously make it more straight. I mean, that'd be satisfactory. I guess it doesn't even need to be that tall. Like up here, would be fine. Let me rotate this. Is that straightish? I think. No, I think it's more like this, but then we need to move it again, but that's fine. Very hard to see what I'm doing here. Is that good enough? No, it looks weird. Must be rotated more this way. It's in some way, because it's not straight, no matter how I look at it. Is that good enough? Looks weird from one angle or the other. We did that. Now is it more straight? That's better, right? It still might not be perfect, but it's getting better. That's straight-ish. The thing though, I'm gonna get this all into place and I'm not gonna be able to put anything on the top of it because it needs to be rotated the other way again. But like, just as an example, like put something like that on there. That's too big, of course. Just like cupola, would that fit? That's huge. Something smaller that would fit there. Is this thing too small? I could just put a remote guided system. Golden looking one. I'm thinking. So anyway, so I can put stuff on it again, I must rotate it this way. I can just put this. Would that fit? Yeah, that would fit. Put the Stay Putnik along. Put like 2 of those on there. Give me a second. I have an idea. The Star Destroyer with the big balls it has on it. The top of it. As soon as I remember where the thing I want is. The 2 one. That fit. It's too big. Where's this one that's too big? That one's way too big. This is making things awkward, but I have an idea. Instead of rotating this way, rotate it the other way, and then I can put it the way I want. Before rotating. Stay Putnik or 2. I can only go this way, so now rotate it the other way. Two of those. That, I don't know. That looked like a bridge. I'll add some antenna and stuff. I don't know. I think it looks kind of cool. Ideally, I would have a sort of like bridge-looking thing there as well. Don't know if we have anything that would fit the look of both. Under utility, there's a crew cabinets. I think it's fine. I just need to add the antenna and stuff. here and then go. Whoa, they're bigger than I thought they were. It's 100G. If you get 5G, 100G. Total rating 100G, 500K. Do these extend too, or is that just what they are? They can extend. I think I can do something like that. Kind of small, I want them to be visible. What's this thing? I just want to see what this looks like when you extend it. Wow. I don't know if I can do something like that. Make it extend off in a weird direction. Not that far up. Lost control. Is that like bridge-esque? Or am I just adding too much crap on it? So that one is 15G. High gain antenna. Let's see what this one is. Maybe this is more alright, good size. It's at a weird angle, but if I extend it, it goes. I think those are more in line with what we should have. These are too big. Distracts from the rest of everything. Let's move it more towards the back. Then we'll rotate it and stuff. There. 5M, is that 5M? What does that mean compared to 5G? Is that like really small then? Short range dual purpose communications. Or maybe I should just do the extendable ones. How big are they again there? They were kind of big, right? Oh, they explode outwards. I forgot. Yeah, I just want something that looks like a little indent. Everything's kind of huge. I mean, these don't extend, right? They're just like this. 2G. I don't know how antennas work. Do I want them to be big or small? I mean, we're not actually going to do anything with these. They're just decoration, really. What's this thing look like with extended? Like this. Those are terrible. I think I'll just stick with these. I'm sure 5M is plenty good enough. One of these should I have? I think bridges usually have these kind of things on them, but I don't know where I put them, so they're fine. Or maybe I should just go with the more basic ones that just go up. You know what? Oh. Make these go like this way, not like that. That does look kind of cool in its own way. Like that. I can retract. It kind of looks like it's got a thing going on. I don't know. This is fine, I guess. So don't need to start with oxidizer. Although, I am going to maybe use oxidizer, so I don't know. Which oxidizer do we currently have? I think I start with none. That long adapter doesn't have liquid fuel either, because I turned it off as I was testing. Let's leave all the oxidizers off. Except maybe the nose when we get to it. If I do increase that, doesn't. No, what I should do is in the big one in the middle, just put the oxidizer in that. at the beginning. We'll go from there. Speaking of, let's make sure fuel can, connect to and from it. As well as, let's add structural integrity. Okay, I guess that will be adequate. These should work. Hibernation. Just to make sure nobody's in this thing. Some people are in it, but they don't need to get out. Let's see if it still stands and stuff. And I'll make the antenna start not out, but now it'll be out. Because I need to see if I do this. See, now that is going more in the direction we want it. So it's being controlled probably from here. I can change what it's considered and stuff. This, if I were to control from here, yes, now it's pointing that way, which is what we want to be able to switch between. So that's good. Let's see, is there an option? Or let's put us 5 antenna, toggle antenna, toggle antenna. And then we make it start undeployed. So we're gonna have to send it to space. I shouldn't ruin the aerodynamics too much, I hope. We shall test it. There, the antennas are out, and they can be pulled back in. Excellent. Let's make sure everything works and I haven't broken something along the way. Activate the drill. Activate the cooling stuff. And then activate oxidizer. And then go. Well, first I'll make sure the heating's still working. Efficiency go down a little bit, but nothing to worry about, I don't think. Efficiency went down to like 40%. Oh, yeah, 40%. So maybe I should put more cooling there. Just a little bit more, why not? We can fit more of the extendable ones, I think. They aren't like too heavy or anything, right? 0.05 compared to... Yeah, they're probably more efficient, just spam. We'll just put another one on top of this, because we can apparently just keep stacking them so that they're over the right spot. Rotate slightly. Just move like here more. There should be fine. Add that to the list of radiators to turn on. Now, there should be no heating issue. why there's more of a heating issue after that. I didn't change much. So add all this. Anyway, commence all the procedure. Followed by, and now we see if it stops at 1000. Still goes past it. Maybe it's slower than last time, or because these aren't actually connected directly to it, they're not counting. Now it gets down to 71%, which is accurate, good enough. I'm not gonna worry about it too much. Okay, then disable that. Do that. Retract and drill. So I did not pull out these, but that's fine. Everything shut off again. Excellent. So this still works. At least it turns on. This thing might be way too heavy to go anywhere in space. So this might all be for naught. But if I can get this thing, my plan is the smaller, the second moon that we are having trouble getting. If I can get this to that and it can refuel on the surface, then I'll consider that a win. Worst case scenario, it's just a fancy art piece that stays there. Okay. It's gonna be a struggle to get this thing into space in the first place. Let's, first of all, let me see where everything is. Turn that back on. The thrust seems to be mostly in line, so it should be fine. I need to put a tiny rocket somewhere on the bottom of this thing. Now this, I think, is the... Well, its thrust is 180 in vacuum. For its size, 60. I think it's going to be the strongest tiny thing I can put up. The Poodle liquid fuel. So that one has a lot. How big is that? No, it's not too huge. Maybe I can shove that on there somewhere. What I would need is, first of all, I think it's structural. So radial attachment point. Try to connect that directly under. Let me see if that even lets me connect to it. Seems not to, but if I rotate it, then maybe. So you know how these things are. They only want you to plug them in the right way. So I can do that. And then this. Poodle liquid fuel engine. A smaller sibling of the mainsail. The skippers. So whatever. The Poodle. A more reasonable engine for rough economic times. The Poodle engine doubles as a barbecue when at low power. Okay. You see its energy efficiency and stuff. 350, while this little one is 340. So it should be stronger and more efficient than that one, even though it is bigger, of course. So now I need to re-click on that. Thing rotate. Go back this way. Obviously not straight yet. Give me a second. It's like weirdly out of place this way too. In fact, it should be the other way, right? It should be this way, slightly better fuel efficiency. Now it's still quite big, so I might not end up going with this engine in the end, but I want to see. That's quite low too. Maybe no, don't get weird on me. Just rotate right control sometimes. Don't think it's straight in the first place. There we go, that's good enough. Move it up. Actually, the whole thing you're connected to. Move up. out into it. As long as the thrusters are out, that'd be fine, right? Like that. Maybe. Might cause everything to explode. We shall see. Okay, now these thrusters are in the same spot. We'll leave it on for now. Now, if this explodes, do not panic yet. It might be fine. Okay, there you go. Obviously, it's not enough to lift it out of here on the planet, but it should be fine. Also, it's connected to all its fuel. So now we're to the point where I don't think I can test anything else on the ground anymore, so I need to. So it is getting quite warm. Give me a second. We'll be in space later, so this might not matter. Well, okay. It works. Now I need to set up some stuff. So basically, this engine. Let's see. For 6, this engine shall. This engine shall shut off. Let's make this shut down. And then we put the control. This, can I make it control from here? So that's how we switch back to manual mode. And we're going to select every single one of these and make sure they turn on. So that shuts off the poodle and turns on all the back ones, and then makes it so it's controlled forward like. And then you press 7, and what it will do is shut down all of the back rockets. And activate this one. Oh, for some reason. Okay. And then we want to control it from these. That should work. So basically we control from the top when we want to use the thruster on the bottom. And we control from the front when we want the thrusters on the back, so it flies forward like a plane. Let me try them. First you have to hit space bar, so they're all active. Now they're both active. See, if I press 6, only the back ones. If I press 7, only that one. Again, not enough force on the surface. It's a very bad engine for the surface, I think, but I chose it for its spacefaring capabilities. Which still might not be enough. Maybe I should just like put a skipper under there. Just skipper 650, 320. Mass is almost twice as much. Mainsail, how big is mainsail? Oh, this. Oh, so that size, right? Is that the size of that? No, it is not. I should have been using mainsail instead of skippers back on the other ships. Now, on this one, it might be too big, but back when I would. Maybe I'll still use it as part of it. Skipper is very good. That is also good. Slightly more fuel efficient, but this is way stronger. I think I'm gonna make a swap out. So I'll just have to set some stuff up again. It'll be fine. here's the thing. The thing it's connected to is in this thing. Okay. Make that come back out. And rotate. Never mind, that's at like a weird angle or something. Take off the poodle. Skipper might have the power I need. So it doesn't need to be too fuel efficient, it just needs to burn for a little bit. We're mostly using the other engines. It is quite a bit heavier though, so maybe this will be a problem. Whatever, it'll be fine. So this, before I get to connecting to it, this is different versions, including one that's much smaller, which is what I was betting on. Rotate. Straight. Shorts center. Move slightly forward. And then go up. Don't slightly rotate, please. It sticks out a little bit. I can work with that. Even further up, even. Okay. That should be fine. Now I go back into actions and make it so that we shut down it on this one. And on 7, we activate. Okay, then we save and we see if this works still. Okay, first, turn everything on. That's thrust. Press 6, enter forward flight mode. And then press 7 to switch to holy guacamole, very loud mode. Obviously, it is not enough to fly off of the Earth, but it's going to be landing on moons, so it should be fine. So I think that is everything we can do. Oxidizer. She isn't even using any oxidizer. So no, that's those engines. This one uses oxidizer. You can see it go down very fast, but that's fine. It doesn't need to use too much. It's just for slowing down right before you land, and I want to make sure it's strong enough, so maybe that's overkill, but it's fine. Okay, I think I've made my battleship thing. Space quote-unquote battleship. Let's make the landing gear start retracting. No, we'll do that once we start doing the other part. Because now we need to get into space. I need to leave this place. Go to the vehicle assembly building. Load that thing we were just doing. Space battleship. Space _ battles. What's that? That's it, right? Okay. Oh, I can do that snap thing. I didn't notice. That makes some stuff easier. Anyway, this is the very core of the ship, so I'm going to select it from there. Which will make it go vertical. And go near the top. So I want to call this space battleship. Launcher, let's go with that. save so we don't mess with the other one too much. Now these will start deployed. So I never added very much control to this thing. We have monoprop and we can refill it, so maybe I'll just add a bunch of these all over the thing real quick. Let's do this, that. Put some there. Just gonna add a bunch of thrust where these ornaments. Make sure I don't mismatch nothing. Put some of these over here. Just accidentally take the small ones again. Yeah, I do that sometimes. Take the bigger ones. These ones. Okay. And that should hopefully be enough. Okay. Now for the fun part, where I have to attach another rocket to it. Now we have plans for that. First we want a radial decoupler, because that can come off of it. And we just put that. So looking at this is quite off-center. I will fix that. It's easier to see from this angle that this thing is very off-center. Okay, back to radial decoupler. It can go here, be fine. I just need to do the rotation. Oh, be careful. Go like there. Actually, you know what? Lower might be better. Put it down in here somewhere. That's mostly straight. Then we want one of those connecting things. Modular girder, extra large segment. Sounds good. Oh, it's the long one. Where's the long one? Where is it? Doing this. So this is long enough, I guess. It worked in the other test, so that should be good. Then we connect it to another rocket. Which let's start with this kind. Which I will make orange to separate from the rest of the crafties here. Two of these as usual, especially my second stage thing. For aerodynamics, put a nose cone on it. It's the huge one. This one. Okay. Make it orange too. Amazing. In the middle of this, let's put some control stuff of its own. Just in case. That's too small. This is the one we want. As well as advanced inline stabilizers, the large one. That should be good. And now we'll try out that main sail liquid engine. That one's big. That should be good for now. Then we want the next stage. Coupling. We do this again. Not that one. That one's the right size. Do that. What's the difference between a stack decoupler and... Give me a second. Detachment. Oh, regardless, do this. And then there was a converting thing. Into Mark 3. Maybe it's an accurate aerodynamics I can't keep track. Might even be in structural. Oh, that's the opposite direction of what we want. Engine mount, interesting. I will find it, do not worry. Up here somewhere. We used it before, I'm pretty sure. Is yeah, that work? Like that. With the hugest ones we can get in there. So now when I do this, it goes in steps, which is easier. Okay. Wish I remembered that option earlier. That's not really what we wanted to do though. Whatever, it's fine. I'll do all the staging later. Just worry about staging at this point in time. And we want these. That was the midpoint. Trying to say what's here. Like a lot of them. Only go into different mode. Give me a second. If I leave and come back, will it work right? I need to switch it over to rocket mode instead of like equal on one side. I need it radial. Now I can be radial. That's what I want. Now back over here. Modular girder. Right in the middle of everything. That should be fine. Then we want to once again use the radial decoupler end of these, followed by even more even more giant thrusters. Giant thrust, you know, giant, whatever these things are called. Fuel tanks, yes. Which are not, I guess I don't want to connect them in the middle, I want to connect them up there. So move this a little bit up here. So it's basically in line with that whole stuff. Then more rockets. Complete with thrusters. And nose cones. And I must connect them all and do the fuel stuff. And the fuel only needs to go one way on these. We want the fuel to go in the middle. And then I need structural. Connect everything to each other. Connect everything to the center. And do the same over here at the bottom. That should be a little more stylish. Now we might need to add even more rockets to this so they can get into space better. We should do a test with just this. So this is everything. I want this one to also be going then. And then we decouple all those off. And then when we're done with the one in the middle, we decouple that and this engine starts. And then we decouple that. And then we can turn that on after. Yes, that sounds like good. Let's see if this even gets anywhere. Or if it's so lopsidedly heavy that it just falls over, which might happen. So be ready for explosions any second. It did not explode. That is a good sign. Let's see how... Oh, there's people in it. I almost sent some people to their deaths, because this will probably explode. Nobody is dying on my watch. So nobody's allowed in. Right. If this really works, and like it's a great thing that I sent to space, I can launch a second one that has actual people in it, so they can go to the moon and stuff. I'm testing it without them. Please and thank you. Okay, for now, I think right now it's the default, which is that, which should be fine. Now it's going real lopsided. It's centering out though. It's not supposed to go this lopsided. I think we're about to collapse. Okay. It just needs more control to control this whole thing, I think. I could just add more reactions. Yeah, like this part, so that I can remain in control better. It might help. Yes, I know there's a huge center of mass thing where this has this. It's not as big of a difference as you might think. I could try to add a counterweight on the other side to counteract that. And that would help with the aerodynamics, because right now this side is obviously a lot less aerodynamic than the other. Okay, give me a second. I might be able to make this work better. First things first, I'll put another girder on this side. At about the same height, so bring it down slightly. Now it's slightly close enough. On this side we want basically more fuel tanks. Just put some of this on here. That should help with them. Let's get more towards the middle. So we build a second rocket on top of this one. That's more on that side now anyway. And then we first aerodynamics. And then we do the struts and stuff, but that'll make it slightly more centered. In fact, it's pretty close now. I think it's still leaning towards that side, of course, but thinking of it needs more stability strut things on the other thing anyway. First, fuel. All the fuel from here I want going into this side. Right at the bottom, it doesn't need anything there. Followed by the structure. Strut. 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 And if I could actually strut from here to here. Perhaps even a strut from here to here, just to hold it in place a little bit. I'm just adding extra struts right now. Now these struts go away when they like disattach and stuff, so don't worry too much. This will make it more stable. If I do stuff like that. Whatever, that should be more stable. Watch it just be even worse, because I over-engineered it now. And it has an extra hit rocket part just hanging there. Way too much fuel up above. The more I think about it, the probably less good this is, but let's try it. It's not turning as much. It's still not going perfectly straight up though, which might be a problem. Are we going? Okay, that's a good one. However, we know it's possible to turn with this much stuff. Oh, let me see if I do that. We're still slightly in atmosphere. Let's wait one little bit. Back boost more until we're out of the atmosphere. We are now. Here, the space music start playing. So theoretically, if I were to do this. How much would I use? A lot. 3 minutes. Let's see, can't I even rotate this thing? Is it rotating? It's always nighttime, so we can't see anything. It's rotating very slightly. I might as well use the rest of its fuel then. Hopefully we have enough. We have multiple stages yet untouched, so it should be fine. If it shows, we're going to use the rest of this, and then we'll detach it, and then we'll use all of the main thing, and then we'll use a little bit of the orange part. Okay, I'm burning early. Might be bad, but I'm sure we start doing it, so... Okay, there we go. Checked all of that off, please. And now we go. All of this liquid fuel, which should, if this thing is accurate, see down here, this yellow part here, that should be all of that, and then we can check to just use the orange, which is quite a bit heavier than anticipated. It's like double its weight now, but it should still be able to help us get into orbit. Worst case scenario, we just check that off too, and hope that this thing has enough on its own to get into orbit. Its fuel is almost gone. guess I didn't have that activated at the same time. There we go. Nothing important exploded, right? Our control is lost. I'm seeing damage. We've just gotta wait for it to get back into the right thing again. All control lost. Getting back. Angle we're supposed to be at. Good, now go. No, this is not centered, unfortunately. Where's the center of mass? I don't have a way to check, do I? If I don't use the full thrust, it can still control itself. We'll have to make do with that. Get back into formation. It's remaining in control. A little bit more. It's drifting. Okay, this is critical mission failure. And this part was... You can tell it's like going this way, so... That means the center of mass. Yes, in the other direction, so this would need to be heavier to counteract. I could try to activate all of these early. Let's see, is it 6 I said to? Go. Does that work? It's not working. It's... Okay, get back. Facing the right direction. I can maybe still salvage this, everybody. Do not be alarmed. Get back into formation. First of all, do it slowly. Like this. Still drifting. It's going crazy. Now we're stable, accelerate. Now it's going too far. Stop. Here's the thing, we can shut down these as needed. Like so. Now to this. Is that stable enough? This is more stable. It's not perfect. I think we now need slightly more power on this side. Let's do this. Okay, it's more stable. Still has a lot of fuel in it that we need to burn up this way, though. I wish we were on the side with the sun so I can see what we're doing. Speed it up, it's still going good. This is much more stable, it's drifting a little bit. Not too bad. More thrust. little more thrust. You can see the comparison of the efficiency. These have much more fuel than that one. Well, not much more fuel, but it's got decently more fuel. Okay, we're drifting away from where I want to be aiming just a little bit. We're still making it. Okay, now we're going back down. If we had it, we'll make it. It's fine. If this doesn't work, I know a way to make it work better. In fact, I have half a mind to just restart now because I can make it work, but yeah, I don't know, this is real annoying. Let's revert to vehicle assembly. I have an idea. Okay, now you, please come off temporarily. And do center of mass so we can see where it is. It's right on that side. More. So all I need to do is just move this over here more so it's in the center of mass. Just add something there to make it aerodynamic. Just this nose cone that we use up there. Radial attachment point. One of these over here. And there. You will not go on that, because you will go on straight still. But if I were to rotate this way, then go on that, like so. Then I just move this. So it is over that. And that will be a little awkward, but it will work. Also, you're supposed to stay on your attachment point, so give me a second. Select the attachment point, not the thing that's connected to it. 1 second. Move off. Let me put you back on. Move the whole thing, not just... It's not getting the whole thing. Get me 1 second. Up. That part there needs to be able to get separately. Okay. Down. Select that whole thing. Okay. That's better. Down here. Up like that. That's as close as we can get. It should be aerodynamic enough. Of course, now the whole thing is slightly more this way. So. Select this now, please. Yes. That should be mostly straight. Could select this way. I think there's fine. This is the weirdest rocket ever, by the way. And this. Some of the struts stopped working, so we can just like reapply those. Will that help? I don't know, maybe I made it worse. So I did say we can make the same one. There we go. Okay, watch this be way worse than the last launch. And launch. So far, it's the same, maybe even better, so I guess it did work. The center of that mass is a little bit more balanced. It's turning slightly. Let me do intense air friction, but we're fine. Everything is fine. Let me zoom out so we can hear. Oh, he's at night. I am sorry about that. Now at 1,400 or so meters is when it starts exploding, so we'll just slow down before then. Thrust. Do that. And then do a little bit of speed. Okay, but now there's no more fires. Now you can go full thrust again. And keep going full thrust. I want out of the atmosphere as much as possible. And launch all the other stuff off. There we go. Okay, you're in space. Space music will start soon. Now you go here. Okay, we're going to go again. Now that's not quite enough. That's enough, I guess. Now quickly get into formation. And we'll see if everything's easier once we get to the orange stage this time. Slowly rotating into position. Okay, and then go. And it is steep. I'm gonna boost ahead of time because I'm sure it's more efficient to wait until you're up there, but we need to. The faster we get rid of all this extra dead weight, the more we can have more power. So weight to mass power to mass ratio or whatever. Messed with the camera a little. Anyway. Just keep at it. Ending up as a long episode because of this, but we're not even to space yet. Maybe I'll make this a two-parter and you have to wait till the next part for us to actually get to the moon, but for now we're just getting into orbit. If this succeeds, that is. There we go. And it is much more stable now. Now I can actually be at full thrust and not have to have it weirdly turn everywhere. So just having that little bit of it's not being straight onto the bottom of the rocket makes it work now. That is until the fuel starts running out. Just that side is should both run out at the same time, I think. So hopefully it doesn't lose control again. But so far it's doing okay. Okay, maybe I spoke too soon. It's okay, we got time. Nobody freak out yet. So there is the moon. We want to go someplace even higher. Another thing I could do is add more reaction wheels to this. And that would give us more control. We're doing okay. That spot is just a bit too fat. This. Now we're spinning. So everybody knows what's going on. Because these are losing weight as they use all the fuel, but this is keeping all this fuel because we're not using that part yet. This is getting heavier as time goes on, which brings back the problem we had before. Do that 6th. And we'll just manually disable everything except the 2 in the middle at the beginning. Burn. Okay, so far so good. Starts losing control again. We activate more thrusters. Losing a little bit of control. Let it chill out while I turn on more engines. I'm gonna go. I think we're in orbit. No. But we're at a better spot, right? Yeah, okay. Now we go to this... up past the biggest part of the circle. Do that a little bit more, then we'll be in orbit. That one's 598. I could go even further. Get you, like, equalish. It starts getting weird. Just a little bit less. We'll try to go for that. Go to maneuver position. We got past the hard part. Now we just gotta make sure we don't crash back down still. Since this is a burn time of only 28, I want to wait until we're at that point. Okay, to the fast forward button. And we can finally see the sun again. Yay. Okay. Close enough. Now, burn. Losing control again. So what I need is more of these on. Yeah, now we're in relatively stable orbit. Excellent. Well, I'd say relatively completely stable orbit. Now, if I was trying to go to Minmus, which we've had troubles with this before, if I go to like the ascending node, that is it called anti-normal? Which one's anti? Yeah, anti-normal. I do that. I can do that. Is that changing? Go back. Yeah, do that until it's at the same thing as that, basically. Slightly more. So there we go. At 0. That should take 33 seconds of fuel burning. So let's get information and then fast travel to that point. I'll just make this a longer episode. Well, I don't want to make you wait. But we are in maneuver position. Now click this. We should go to about the time of the thing. Okay, there we go. But now we need more thrusters. They're all going to be online at this point. In fact, I think this is the last two we're activating now. Might have to get checked out the orange part if it's more trouble than it's worth. Just don't use full thrust and it should be fine. I think the orange one is now worth... It's too much effort to deal with. So I'm going to hit spacebar and see what happens. We should have checked it off. Okay, stop. We're away from that thing. We're in the right direction. I just need to hit 6. I'm sorry, 6. So that the one on the bottom doesn't activate. And now go... Actually, this thing itself might even not be weighted well. That's a problem. It certainly isn't. It's like all the weights up there and these are over here. I can fix that though by doing stuff that I should have did back. I can test on the ground if necessary to do it. For now, look, right now it's in orbit. Let's hope it keeps that maneuver. Well, I'll be back in just 1 second to you. Not reverse flight, we're tracking station. Time's still going here. I don't know, it might not have enough time. Let me go back to that space battleship launcher probe. Is this the right one, or did I go to the wrong one? Because we also got this orange part. Go to the one that's still labeled as a plane. There we go. I'm just gonna shut off. We'll do it a different way. So we're already in orbit, so we're not crashing or burning or anything. When we get to the descending node, we shall do normal instead of anti-normal and get the same result. But to show you what I mean, but I can figure out how to make it work up in space. What we do is we go to back to here, the one we have on the ground. Open space battleship. You do this. can see where the thrust is. It shows that one too, which is annoying. We can see. Actually, it may not even be. I can. It would be different. If I did this, okay, now it doesn't show. Okay, that's how we can do it. So you'll see that the weight is. Straight on. How do I guess it's like there? So if I like make this thrust limit. Actually, if I just turn off those rockets, it could work. Okay, so shut off those two, and then we might be able to make it work up there. Tracking station. Tracking station. This one. Fly. Okay, ascending node, we're past it. Let's go to a descending node. Add maneuver and do normal. Okay, maybe too far. No, that's the right way. 8.1 0, that'll be good enough. Okay, fast forward to that time after I get in position. Should be the opposite direction now. I could also activate all my these things. Oh, and I can activate whatever I set the 5. Yeah. Go with the satellite things are up. The antenna. Yes. Okay, now fast forward to that thing. Now we're going to the dark side again. Oh no. Please, let me see the sun a little bit. No, okay, into the darkness we go again. Now, if I set this thrust limiter and this one to 0. So now when I go, it's stable. See, that's how it took. Descending. What's that 0.3? It's supposed to be completely at 0. I don't know, it didn't work. Now it's too far if we do that. I think what this is telling me is that we're close enough. I shouldn't worry about it. Let's see, you are at 580, you're at that. It should be fine either way, I think. It's close enough. So now let's try some stuff. What was that? That was the regular moon? That's regular moon. I'm not going for regular moon anymore. Going for... Yes, there it is. Say that worked way better than this time. I just want to be exact. According to that, it's the moon encounter, and then we'll reach the other moon after that. Can I do that without using the moon in the middle? Over there. That is... So that'll bring me to the moon, and I have to go through the moon to get to that. Don't do what I just did by accident. Trying to use shift to like move stuff here. Hopefully that didn't ruin everything. But anyway, this... I don't know, I feel like it's lying to me. Yeah, it was lying to me. Look at what changed while I was looking at it. But now that looks a little bit better. There's no moon in the middle of that, right? That might work. And then I accidentally moved it. It's still working though, right? Might be worth trying. Let's do it. Onwards. Could run out of fuel before we get there, maybe, but... Get into the right angle. And then go. And we burn like this for a minute or two. Hopefully it's going to work. And not lie to me again. So it says we're going to reach it. These rockets, they're very slow compared to other ones, but they're energy efficient. So the shape of this craft and everything, though, is very not efficient. Hopefully, we can still get where we're trying to go. Says we're gonna make it. Hasn't shown to be a lie yet. According to this weird path, I am making it. So if I hit this button, we will... It keeps flashing, but it looks like we're getting there. I just really hope it wasn't lying. Also, I could just like make a quick save. Quick save number 1 is fine. In case things go horribly wrong later. Now, what? Like that? I tried to use shift to... Which one did I just do, though? It was a quick save. I should take this one. Don't accidentally hit shift. Bad things happen. Yeah, we're still going there. Don't hit shift to try to move the screen so you can see over here better. Just rotate the screen like this. Min-miss escapes. A little bit close. Can't quite see. Min-miss encounter is right there. Can I just like add a maneuver here and then we're going to fast travel to it? Please. And we should see a moon approaching somewhere. That's the other moon? Or is that the moon we're going for? Where's the other moon? Where's the one we're going for? It's way out here somewhere. We're waiting a couple of days to get there. There it is, look! The other moon. We are approaching the other moon. Now that we're here, I can much easier see what we're dealing with. Min-miss encounter, so go to the min-miss that thing. And we want to so down there. Where am I? You know what? I don't think I want to do this until we're actually after the encounter. So go like here. We'll fast travel to that. Beginning of that. We are approaching that moon. Very slowly, it seems, but we're getting there. This will just be a movie now. Okay, I think we're now orbiting the moon instead of the planet. So I'm gonna stop that for now. There we are, this is the one we're on now. So you want to go to this. Slow down there. Why is it going over there? Oh, I'm so confused now. We're still approaching it, right? Here we are going this way. Go here, slow down. Oh, I see, it's just not showing. I need to slow down a lot, basically. It doesn't actually need to take that much, actually. Yes, there, that'll work. Get me to that. First, get into position. So we're already... We're getting stable orbit around the tinier moon. And then I'll make another quick save and actually give it a name so I don't get confused. And then we'll enter the orbit of the planet, go down, and then I gotta try the other mode. Where I can, like, hit it with the other rocket. So if I could just get you to rotate so it doesn't look like her. Upside down. Yeah, I didn't put a lot of control stuff on this. I kind of forgot that, so if I make a new one, definitely put more control stuff on, which would help with all the other fuel stuff too. And I can change the rocket thing. I had 3 here, but these 2 are not being able to be used. I should probably have, like, 2 on the outside. Do the 3 on the middle. But yeah. Anyway. Let me make another save already. Moon. Approach. I can spell. Am I spelling? Is there 2? Whatever, good enough. And now, let's wait a few hours. We're in the right spot. Okay, and then go. Now we're in orbit around the moon. We did it. Which is why now I save. It's called Minmus. It's called Minmus Orbit. There we go. And now we get to, probably better to go to the hypothesis and slow down there until we are crashing into the planet. Basically, there we go. Now we're going into the planet. Now let's go to that point. We need a save so we can return to just orbiting the planet if all else goes horrible. Where am I going? Now we're in spot. Where's the moon? I've lost track of what I'm already. Where is it? Where is it? It's very dark up here in space. Is that the moon? No, it's the planet. Oh, there it is. That's what we're doing. Okay. The gravity is very weak, so even though it looks like this will take like a couple of seconds, you'll see. And go. Are we descending onto planet? We are. Excellent. Now, so that we're closer, add a maneuver here and skip ahead in time. So, no, stop. Stop. That was the other side of the planet. This side of the planet. Add a maneuver there and skip to that. And we should be approaching the moon. Can't see. Okay, now. Go retrograde. This moon's much easier to land on than the other ones, so don't worry. We got this. Well, it's kind of weirdly shaped, but it's not as flat as the other one, but it is much easier. It's got such lower gravity that we don't need to use as much thrust, so don't worry. Oh yeah, I can turn on the RTCS by the way. There we go, now we have our control. I don't want to use all of it though, but we can refuel the monopropellant when we land on the planet, so... Stop, I went too far. Right. Just wait a little bit and we'll be back in business. Which way are we going down? It's this side. Add a maneuver and skip to that route. Okay. Oh no. Oh, sorry, it was faster than it looked. We're fine. We're fine. I think I might have wasted just a little too much at the last second. Okay, we can do it again though. What was it? Moon approach. Minmus orbit. Look, I got confused and it wasn't going away and the slow down. Anyway, go here again. We shall slow down again. It shall work. Do not worry. The hardest part is just having patience to not, you know, wait because it takes so long to get slowly drift down there. Go there again. We'll do that again. Don't worry. We will land. It will happen. Do not worry. Quick. It'll take a couple of seconds. Do not worry. This part. Do that so it's faster. And then go. There we go. Close that out. Now we're descending to planet. Turn off the RCS so we don't waste it. And now I'm gonna add another maneuver because it's the wrong side again. I keep thinking we're coming from that side. Going this way. So add a maneuver about there. Where is the moon? Okay, it's there. Stop. Okay. Freaking out a little. Add a maneuver there. Fast travel to that. Do not crash. Good enough. Go like that. Retrograde. Now, according to this, it'll take us 2 minutes to reach the planet. Let's go to here a little bit closer again. Get ready to freak out if things go wrong. Okay, it just takes so long to get down there. Speed up a little bit, please. Enough. Let's do some slowing down. Go a little bit more. Yeah, look how slowly that builds up, but we still need to speed up a little bit. Okay. See shadows and stuff, so we're not right at there, but let's start slowing down. Speed up a little bit again. See shadows yet? Slow down, I see little rocks. Shadows might start popping. Oh, there's a shadow. Now we can actually see how far off the ground. Let's go a little bit faster down. And then we're gonna need to flip and go into the other mode, which is untested and unknown if it even works. We're gonna try. I think that was put in 7. I sure hope so. Activate the landing gear, shut those down. Activate RCS, because why not? A little bit lower. Almost there. 6, and then press 7, and then retrograde, please. It's working. It's a little too powerful. Oh no. I'm gonna lose control. Losing control. Okay, we gently bounced off of it. It's fine. The RCS is messing with us, actually. Okay, just everybody chill. We made it. Okay. Okay, we're landed. Everything is fine. Now let's see if everything else works. Redeploy these. Yes, we're moving a little bit, but nothing I can do about sliding slowly down a hill. Activate drill. Turn on drill. And then activate cooling stuff. Okay, so far so good. First, let's get liquid fuel. Apparently the sliding is okay. So it's fine. Then I go faster speed so we can get all the fuel. I'm not allowed to though because we're moving. So that's a problem. Because don't know how to make it not move. Okay, let me go back into... What should I do? I can blast off and try to find a better place to land. That's easier said than done. Okay, let's go and all of that off. Turn you off, by the way. I think you already shut off. No, you're still going. Turn off. Drill. Stop drilling. And please retract. I need to land somewhere where we're not slowly sliding down a hill, so that I can actually go into fast speed and not be here for years. So, do that. See, it works. It's working. And then go. It's the wrong button I pushed. 6 is what I'm going to push. There we go. And then it goes back to this mode. And gonna go that way, I guess. It makes sense to go that way. I don't know. Let's try to turn cautiously. Use these. Go to the bottom of the hill. A little bit more up. We're approaching. Right. Retrograde, retrograde. It's going too far. Okay. Chill out. Retrograde. Aim the down, just do the... Well, we'll start falling downwards, and then it will correct itself. Now, I want to be at the bottom of the hill, so we want to go the way I'm facing, actually. So, do a little bit of this. Let's point up. Let's move down the hill. Wonder if there's like a something I could have used to like stick us to the ground so that it doesn't move. I just didn't think that would be a problem we were gonna have. Oh, well, so we used up all the monopropellant, so that's gone. There seems to be a big crater over here. Maybe the bottom of that is more flat. Rotate a little bit more up. That looks flat at the bottom of that, right? Oh my goodness, it's a steep incline first though. Okay, now that we have some time, please get retrograde. I didn't know landing so that you don't slide would be the biggest issue. It's what we got. Let's start slowing down again. Next time, add more reaction wheels to this so we can control it a little better. Or actually add some monopropellant storage tanks so we can actually use the monopropellant for more than not at all. Stop. Okay, actually, I might need to go all the way down to that green part over there, so I actually need to go back even further. So maybe I shouldn't slow down yet. Quick. Don't aim downwards though. What am I doing? Just slow down. Calm down. We got this. We got this. Oh no. Madness. Oh, I know. It's because I put it in retrograde mode. Go back to stability so I can control it. If possible. It's very hard to not control. Any second now. Regaining control. Go this way. Stop rotating lower. Yes, over that way. Descending to the ground. Be careful. Just cautiously. This way. That part should be flat if I'm thinking right. Yeah, there's like a hill we were landing on. That part's more flat, so we just gotta get to that slightly different colored part. I think we're heading towards. Let's try to get retrograde quickly. Go up. So going up, and then go to 6 mode, and then retrograde. Boost. I'm not in the right mode. I hit the wrong button, I think. 7, is it? Okay, that's the one we want to be. Retrograde. Okay, just stability. Do not go crazy. Landing. Fine. Not sliding, right? Sliding a little. Not sliding. We did it. Deploy the drill. Activate drill. Okay. Turn on the cooling. Should have activated that sooner. I guess the drill was very warm. And start liquid fuel conversion. Now, if I go to fast speed, we should get all our fuel back. It's working. May not look like it, but it was working. Liquid fuel up. Okay, we did it. We got all liquid fuel back. Okay, let's make it so it's daytime again when I end the episode, because we made it, everybody. It worked. I need to wait a little bit. Give me sunlight, please. Like, the drill does not need to be going anywhere, does it? So, stop drill. Do that, and then retract drill. Leave those up, I can tell they're on. Easier. Now give me sunlight for my end screen. Screenshot. Where's the sun? There we go. Okay. Excellent. We made it. It can recover all of its fuel. Actually, I should do monopropellant next. Do that. Reactivate the drill. Bounce just a little bit. There we go. Let's refill monopropellant. Okay. Stop those two. Let's do... I could get oxidizer, but we don't really need it. Okay, everyone. It's like going up and down again. I think it's because of the drill. Let me shut down drill. But we did it, everybody. We made it. It can recover, so now theoretically it can make it to another planet. Like, I could try to send this thing to Mars. Let me save this as landed on Minus. That rock might... Well, I can go up. I made it VTOL landing because of this little thruster, which might be more trouble than it's worth, but I like that I tried to make it work that way, and it did kind of work. Yes. So theoretically, I could, like, you know, zoom out of Earth, and there's... Try to send it to Venus. Try to go to Mars. Whatever dress is. Go to Jupiter. I think that's Pluto out there, but I can't remember. We could do other stuff with this, or I'll just end it here. Because end on a high note, we won. It looks cool. It kind of looks like a ship thing, right? It's not just a, you know, basic thing. It looks like it's cool. Everyone, if you enjoyed this, then liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing are all appreciated. The most important thing, though, that thou must absolutely do is have a nice day. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.